Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hadn't done a video in a while, but I had a conversation in one of the comment sections on another video with a gentleman, and he had the same issue with his Outlier chassis that I did. So he suggested that I make a video kind of explaining what happened. So that's what I'm gonna do. Didn't mean to drop that. Alright. So, this is my 308. This thing started life out as a Ruger American, as you can see. And now it looks very different than what it originally did. But, getting back to the point here. Alright, so when you buy your Outlier chassis, first thing is, like, if you go on the website and you order the chassis, it asks you for the option of what grip you want, and of course I went with the vertical grip. But one thing to note is that it does not come with the bag rider. That is sold separate, and for whatever reason, when you're ordering the chassis and you're getting the one that's for whatever model of rifle you have, it'll ask you a couple different options, like what length fore-end you want, and then it'll ask you what grip you want, and then also what weight you want in the buttstock, or that end of your chassis there. So it'll ask you all that, but then it doesn't ask you what type of bag rider you want. So there's not an option for that. And it's kind of weird. It's like you got to put the chassis together that you want and then go back and find the bag rider, which is in a different part of their website, and then add that to your cart as well. I didn't know that. And so when I bought my chassis and it showed up, I was like, where's the damn bag rider at? And then I was like, surely, it would have come with something, but it didn't. And so I had to go back on there and order the bag rider as, afterwards. And so that was a little bit irritating. But another thing to know is that sometimes they do not send you the action screws. So when you buy one of these, it's supposed to come with the action screws for your rifle. So they are the right size, right length to be used with the chassis in conjunction with whatever rifle you're shooting. Mine did not come with the action screws either, and so the factory Ruger American screws were too long, and so when you screwed them in, it would interfere with the bolt. So that really wasn't a big deal to me. All I needed to do was just kind of grind them down a little bit, just make them a little shorter, and so that they would have clearance on that bolt, and so that's what I did. So no issue there. Now another thing, the gentleman that I had a conversation with in the comment section on one of my videos, he was saying that his action screws wouldn't fit, and then I told him that he probably needed to contact Outlier because mine did not come with the action screws, and I had to modify the factory ones and make them work. But I have talked to Outlier about it, and they will totally send you the screws that you need, and so that's what he did. He got them to send him the right screws. See, I could actually modify my factory Ruger American screws, and they would work, but the issue that he had with his is that on his Tika, the screw head was too big around to fit up in the hole, so they wouldn't work at all. Like, there was no possible way to make them work. See, in his case. So I got lucky. Mine was no big deal. It was an easy fix. It just took me a few minutes with the grinder and cleaning up the end of the screw, and no big deal, like, as far as that goes. But so if you're buying an Outlier chassis, just know if you're buying it off of Arkin's website, I don't believe there's an option at this time for the bag rider. Like, they just don't have it on the website. I don't know why. At least they didn't have it at the time that I ordered mine. And so I had to actually go back later and go on Outlier's website and order the bag rider from them. But I think if you go on Outlier's website, the order process is kind of the same as it is on Arkin's website. And so you have to basically order the chassis the way you want, what length fore end you want, what weight buttstock you want, and then you'll have to go back in and add the bag rider separately to your cart and pick out whatever bag rider you want. And then other than that, when you get it in, it may or may not come with the action screws that it's supposed to come with. So you may have to contact them afterwards and get them to send you a set of action screws. That's just kind of a heads up there on that. So anyway, I wished I had done a whole install video on this, and I thought about taking it back apart and then doing a whole install on it, but I really just don't feel like it. I don't want to mess with anything because it shoots like phenomenally right now, and I really don't want to take a chance on when I put it back together, something not be just as good as what it is right now, you know, and it not be set up and shooting the way it does right now. So I would just rather leave it like it is and just kind of talk about it. Other than that, of course, I put the Outlier barrel on there, and it shoots fantastic. As far as I can tell, it shoots everything I've shot out of it. I've not had anything shoot bigger than an inch at 100 yards, so it's 1 minute of angle or less. You know, I wasn't expecting a lot out of that barrel, considering it was only like $200 and something. So, you know, I wasn't expecting it to do better than that. Like, I have loaded some ammunition that will shoot like 1/4 inch out of it pretty consistently, but as far as like just general ammunition, if I just take any off the shelf ammo and shoot out of it, it's going to shoot 1 inch or less in my experience. So it's a 1 minute gun, you know. I'm not, and I'm totally okay with that. For my intents and purposes and the type of shooting I do, a 1 minute gun is perfectly fine for me. And I use that, and I have shot this rifle up to 1,800 yards. And so, yeah. I don't know. Some people seem to think you need a friggin' 1/10 of an inch shooting gun or like a bench rest type precision gun to shoot long range, but you really don't. At least not in my experience. So, yeah, other than that, I mean, that's just what I wanted to go over, was a couple little nuances, a couple little issues with ordering the Outlier chassis. I don't know, and as I'm making this video right now, they may have already fixed all this stuff with their website, and they may have fixed all their packaging to where they make sure you get the action screws. You know, so maybe it won't happen to you, but it happened to me, and it happened to at least one other guy, so, yeah. Anyway, if you like this kind of stuff, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. I don't know. That's up to you. I'm not doing a whole lot of videos lately, like I was, but we are going to go back out and shoot. We're going to attempt 2,000 yards, and I'm probably going to bring this rifle and my 6.5 PRC, and just go out there and just have some fun, you know, slinging some lead downrange. We'll see you guys next time in the next video.